Hi everyone. I just thought I would come online real quick and just tell you a little bit about this Perfume Expo event that we had in Stockholm Saturday. It was kind of like an all-day thing from like 10 to 7, and lots of different perfume houses were represented there. They had their little tables, and it was all directed towards consumers, so it wasn't the same as like Essence. That's more directed to, like detailers or, perfume shops. And I think that they do have a day like where consumers or perfume nerds like us can go, but this was just more directed to the consumer itself. But yeah, and it was this is the third time that's this man arranged it, and each time it gets so much better, and it was just so much fun because we go and meet each other. Sometimes we just know each other, through Facebook. And then we have this little picture of somebody. Some people don't really have a profile picture. And then you meet in person, and we're just all different ages, just different, social backgrounds. We all have this in common, so you just hit it right off, and it's great fun. The problem, I think, with these events are that the air becomes so heavy with fragrance that it's really hard to breathe after a while. And here they had put out like water, so you could go help yourself to water. That really helps. I've heard that is the best thing to do. Rather than just go out and take some fresh air, it's better to drink a lot. This I've heard from people working in perfume shops before. And I believe it to be true because I think it really seems to work. It does help. But what did I think? I really like the brand Baruti from Holland. They had a great fragrance that was, let me think here. What was it I liked from there? There was a fragrance called Chai, like the tea, Chai. It was kind of like a labdanum heavy, I guess like chai, like spicy, woody. I can't remember. I can't describe it exactly, but I really could not stop sniffing my arm. But then I asked someone, what do you think of this? And she says, it smells like those incense sticks that they have in, like head shops or something. And I don't know, like I thought, I'll probably, get disappointed if I come home and buy that. And it was quite pricey. They didn't have a special like offering for the day. Most of them did though. And I met for the first time this brand, 4160 Tuesdays, a UK-based brand, and the founder and the perfumer, Sarah McCartney, was there in person, which I thought was great fun to meet her. I have read about her, and I know she makes like a lot of videos. For those of you who might be experimenting with, making perfume, she has some great like technical videos where she goes through the process. Because I ran into this young perfumer that is just kind of starting out his own brand. He said that he watches her a lot. They're kind of a family business. They're like 3 or 4 employees. It's Sarah and it's her husband. I think he's involved in the company too. I'm not sure. They had another employee there that works full time, and then they have a few just like kind of on demand, like maybe they pay by the hour. A few that work like part time. So that's all, and then they have, I'll tell you a little bit about, they come with these cute little, and the packaging for these are 15 mils. The packaging for these is just as nice when you buy the small bottle as when you buy the bigger. And I think I'm not sure if they only come in 15 and 50, but I just think these bottles are so cute. And they're all the same, so it's kind of like low budget, like this is for a fragrance house that kind of starts out, because you can buy, all the bottles are the same, and then you put the name of the fragrance on the side. And I don't care. I don't think that all the bottles have to have the fragrance name printed on the front like this. And if they save money by doing this and, can make a bigger volume and cheaper per unit, then that's great, I think. I thought they were really cute. And the reason I picked these 3, it was a little bit of a coincidence, but because when I smell that many things, I can't really make a good decision. I just kind of wanted to contribute to the event, that they carry it out again. And if we don't spend money, it's not really going to happen, so I just wanted to contribute to the people that came. So I bought these 3. One of them I got in London 1969 is a patchouli fragrance. And this is my birth year, so I thought that was kind of fun to try. I like London. A Flame in Your Heart is like their amber. And I think there's a special take. There's kumquat in here, the fruit. And I thought that sounded interesting, even though I'm not really a fruit fan, that it's at least a little different. And then this one, this is kind of a funny name, the Sexiest Plant no, the sexiest scent on the planet, period, ever, period. And then you see in parentheses here, in my humble opinion, it should be I.M.H.O. The H stands for humble. She's very clear about that. And this is kind of a vanilla ambergris fragrance. And I think this is a people pleaser. I remember just kind of, it was a love at first sniff. I haven't even sprayed these yet because I just had so many other things to try. I also got, and then I bought also, this was a new discovery for me, April Aromatics, which is a totally natural brand. And it's even not only natural, but it's also organic, or like they get organic stuff whenever organic and natural is available. That's what they use. So she says basically it's all through, and it came with this little cute little booklet, and it was in a really cute white bag. And here you can read about the perfumes, and this gives you an idea about the presentation. But these perfumes are pricey. They were like the ordinary price I think was around €170 for 30 ml. And I think 30 ml, they might have had bigger bottles, but this is what she had to show. There were a lot that, so this discovery set she had for half price, 99, not 99 pounds, 99. She's German. She's not English, but I think maybe they're available in the UK. I can't remember. I think she said it was, but it contains no less than 20 of their fragrances, which I thought was a great deal. Let's see how you open this thing. I'm going to show them to you. So there's 10 there, and then it opens up, and there's like another layer behind it. And she has like, some of them are floral, they're incensey ones, they're woody ones, there's a lavender one, there's one called Vanillicious with vanilla. And I tried the patchouli one when I was there, and I realized that one was a little too smoky for me. It lacked some sweetness. It was a little bit difficult to wear. And today I'm wearing one called Calling All Angels, which is also kind of a patchouli, or does it have patchouli? It's really heavy, this one. It's an amber. It wouldn't surprise, it doesn't have patchouli listed, but it has a lot of incense. Honey, rose. There's something in here that's really strong. Like I should go easier on the trigger on this one. But so this one's not a love for me, this Calling All Angels, but the one I had yesterday is called Liquid Dreams. And I think she mentioned the perfumer. She was there in person as well with her daughter. Super nice German woman. I think she said Luca Turin had given this Liquid Dreams 5 stars. But then he'd given like one of her other fragrances 2 stars. So she and I agreed on that Luca Turin's opinions were kind of like, I would never go by them. I don't know much about him, but I know he's like published books with reviews like of very many fragrances, and he rates them like between 1 and 5, I think. Yeah, between 1 and 5 stars, and it seems quite random, like how he's rated them. And I saw an interview with him and his wife not too long ago, like this year sometime, and my opinion was that he was tired and bored with fragrance. This is just I can't say that for sure, but I was like, this man is like, he doesn't want to do this anymore. I got that feeling. There was no energy. His wife was a little bit more energetic, and she was leaning forward. He was a little bit kind of like this, and just like, and just, I don't know. I mean, he's a content creator, and he charges for his content. You have to like get a subscription. It's all behind a paid wall. Like you have to pay like a monthly fee, and I got to try it. I got like a free month from somebody, one of my friends that was already a subscriber, and I thought it was not worth the money at all. And I think a little bit, maybe I would have thought so more if I really valued his opinion, but I don't. Since, I don't know, maybe I have judged him too quickly, because I really don't know, his background and how much he knows about perfumery, and maybe you guys could fill me in a little bit. Is he really knowledgeable, and do you care about his opinions? Is it a guide you follow, like when you want to buy fragrances? I would be very curious to find out. But this Liquid Dreams, anyway, is a beautiful floral with osmanthus, which usually isn't my favorite note, narcissus, and citruses, and reminds me a little bit of beige from Chanel, but it's not quite as ladylike, and it dries down to has really nice depth. And I like the way it projected. It's kind of moderate, but still I could kind of feel my fragrance. Like I felt like I was kind of wrapped in it a little bit. Beautiful fragrance. So I kind of started with that one because I think that was one she said had gotten 5 stars. But anyway, I'm going to go through them all, and I'll let you know, when I have tried them. But I just thought it was like, if someone is looking for something natural, they have a web shop, and I'm not sure what they charge, and I haven't looked into this, what they charge like for shipping and things like that. But if you're looking for something like that, I can imagine this would be a perfect brand to like offer like at a spa or something. She said she had it was available in some different hotels. She had a shop in Taiwan too, I think, or maybe a shop that carried the brand. Maybe that was it. That's what she said. I'm not sure. And then there was this brand that really kind of, except Baruti, I really like Baruti, Exaltatum, which I think is based in Italy, but the perfumer herself, is from one of the Baltic states. Her perfumes were interesting, and one perfume I had on my arm, and I was kind of like going back and forth. Do I like this? Do I not? It was called Mimosa Gold. And when I came home, I was like, oh, it's so good, and why didn't I buy it? And she had them in these really cute little 15 ml bottles. If you're in London, I think they're available there somewhere. I think it was Bloom's Perfumery, I think she said. Covent Garden. I think she said that. Maybe I'm mixing it up with some other brand. But next time I go to London, I'm going to be sure to check this brand out again. I think there was only she had a 10% discount yesterday or something. But I remember I couldn't stop sniffing my arm. It was like a kind of a honey mimosa. I got the notes down. Let's see what she had in there. Oh, I think I know why I like it. It's heliotrope and honey, acacia honey. And then there's plum and petitgrain. Oh, I think it's the petitgrain, and a star anise is also a top note. Might have made this perfume a little bit difficult in the opening. And then it dries down to a beautiful like orris, patchouli. There's all these like really nice tonka, sandalwood, benzoin in the base. And mimosa, ylang ylang. I mean, I think this is a perfume worth waiting for. So, I mean, I don't know. This brand is not very commonly known, I think. I don't know what when they started out, but her name is, I think I'm going to really butcher this name, but Egleja Vaitkevis. It's probably Baltic, I think, this name. And only 32 people have voted for, or, given their opinions on this fragrance on Fragrantica. So take this with there's not much. But I would say I do recommend checking it out. And I love the presentation. I love the presentation of the 15 ml bottles. They were these little squares, and they all had different kind of like pastel colors. Or they were all like different colors of the rainbow. You might not just pastels, but really cute. Like one was yellow, one was green, one was turquoise, one was pink, and so forth. So that's a brand that I'll definitely be looking into some more. And well, I'll get back to you on these. Oh, I want to tell you about one more fragrance that I've tried. Actually, I got this sample from the woman who runs this store, Fragrance and Art. She has a web shop. She ships all over the world, so you guys can actually shop there. It might be interesting to check it out because our crown is really low now. So wherever you are in the world, it might be a good, time to check out Swedish web shops because it could be cheaper. If you're looking for a particular fragrance. But this is an expensive fragrance that I don't think is worth the money. And she doesn't even offer this fragrance yet. She wanted my opinion, should I take this into the shop or not? And it is Tango Oud from Masque Milano. And it is created by Cecile Sorokian, who's also made the original Tango. And when I first sprayed this on, it was like, ooh, this is like so intense. This is heavy. This is powerful. This is all over the place, but really, really pretty. And I've had a decant of Tango before, or a sample. I remember really liking it, but not enough to go buy a bottle. And this is, I can't really say, if it's like the original or not, but this has a lot of cumin. So if you don't like that, you might not like this. I mean, not like, I mean, I don't love cumin, but I think this is really good. But I really like oud. But this is really, really strong, like the first 30 to 60 minutes. But then it kind of like, I was on my way to acupuncture, and I think, what am I going to tell her? What was I thinking putting this on without knowing what it was? But then I asked her, you know, I met her many times before, and she said she couldn't really smell anything special. So, and she was really close to me. So beast mode for the first hour, and then I don't know what happens. Then I had to sort of go to my arm to be able to smell it. And after my shower, it was gone after 6-7 hours. And now I put on a new fragrance, and that was the one I was talking about, Calling All Angels from April Aromatics. But this one, the price of this one is way higher than April Aromatics, I can tell you. So 100 mil, they're asking, I went to the Masque Milano web shop. Let's see, I wrote it down. It was like 650 euros for 100 mil. 650 euros. So not worth it. And I think I'm always disappointed when a flanker comes out of something, you know, a fragrance that was successful, like a Delina exclusive when they had an original Delina, or this, you know, Hachivat X or Ani X and all these. I just, you know, they've done it with Leighton. They've done it with so many fragrances. And I think a lot of them are doing it with oud now, because oud is popular. And even like in the designer world, they're adding flankers. And I've never, ever liked the flanker idea, although sometimes a flanker can be better than the original. I find that to be true. For example, with Montguerlain Floral is better than Montguerlain, the original. And I don't know if the original was an EDP or an EDT, but I mean, that whole line is good, but the Floral is great, and now they've discontinued that one. So I really, I'm not into designers at all now, hardly. I find that they're just usually really boring. I recently tried Dior's Forever and Ever, and I found like this is so boring. And I remember I complimented someone that was wearing it. I'm trying to find it in my papers just to give you. I think it has like peony and freesia and just like jasmine, tincture of rose. It's so boring. I really. They're two different versions: rose hip, almond blossom, geranium. You know, I don't know. It just, for me, it's just like another floral designer. Super, super boring. But I did compliment someone wearing it like 4 or 5 years ago. But my taste has changed, and I think that I'm just not impressed with the same things anymore. But when they just add a flanker, you know, they have a bestseller like Tango. They have a famous perfumer, Cecile Sorokian, that sells perfume. You know, I like her too. And that caught my eye. But I would never pay $650 for this. No way. No way. I just think it's so much more fun when they make something new. But that's maybe has a different it have a different cost, perhaps. That's probably what it is. There's nothing wrong. I mean, they can do it if they want, but I don't think this is going to make it. I've heard that it's now already. It came out, I think, in 2023. I didn't write that down, but I think it came out like a year ago, because I looked. I'm going to look at. I haven't looked at them yet, but I saw if there were any reviews, and they were all from about a year ago. I don't think this is going to sell for that price. They're already at discounters now for around 200, I think, instead of 600. So that gives you an idea about that. I don't think these will stay on the market, honestly. Anyway, okay, so this was a little bit longer video than I had expected, but I was thinking like, oh, I'm not going to come on today because my hair doesn't look good. I just pulled my hair up in this, like, I have this little, this is not my real hair. It's like I'm just going to like tell you the truth. It's this little thing that's kind of like the color of my hair, and it looks like a messy bun. It's so convenient. I've worn it so much. Like on days like today, I just don't feel like messing with my hair. I just want to get out of the house. And this is not, for me, this is not a channel where I'm like trying to look my best. It might be good. I mean, I did paint my nails the other day, but they're already chipped. So it's about perfume. I could probably even just, put my, I could do it as a podcast, because you could just listen to me, because I rarely show fancy bottles. I mean, I know I showed you a little bit about the packaging, from these, but I don't know. I often do this. I listen to perfumers. Like I listen to Ramsey. I don't have to look at him all the time, because, I mean, he does show bottles, but it's not that important to me to see the bottles. And if I hear him talking about something I do want to look, then I'll go over and look. But like I'll be busy doing the dishes, or folding the laundry, or I'll be in the car even with like YouTube on, but only listening. So yeah, this to me is not. It doesn't have to be visual, but I think it's more people are on YouTube than there are people looking for podcasts. I think it's just easier somehow. Whereas it would be more logical that just audio would be easier, but I find that it's not. I think more people are on YouTube looking around. Anyway, okay, that was it. Guys, bye-bye.